Okay, so as I was leaving, they started a noise campaign, fire trucks, ambulance, start going off as I was telling the kids bye, or what have you. They will tell you, they're back on that again. But let's see what shenanigans they're up to now. All right, we're gonna expose them. Okay. We were engaging, again, like I said, in a noise campaign. All right. And I don't know what happened. I was in the kitchen with Pam, and she had something on her head, and I she went to take it off her head, and she's like, "Don't touch me." And I was like, "Hey, that's fine. Okay, you got something on your head, you know." But then she walks in the hallway, and then she sees me coming, and she just stops right in front of me. And I said to her, I said, "Did you not tell me not to touch you? Huh?" And I had to touch her to prevent myself from knocking into her because of what she did. It's these types of game. Okay? So then, well, actually, when she came in, I was doing laundry. I had to wash my kid Ethan's shirt because, he didn't have any school shirts, any clean school shirts. All right? He went to school in a sweater. As hot as it was today, she could not wash his school shirts. So I had to wash his school shirts, and I was installing something on his computer, and the washing machine had stopped, so she asked me to move the machine. So I said to her, "Can't you move it?" I said, "You do laundry all the time, right? When you finish, you leave the machine there. I move it. I don't ask you. I don't come and say, 'Hey, Pamela, can you move the machine?'" So she's like, "I gotta cook." I said, "Well, can't you move it?" So I said, I'm installing something on Ethan's computer. 40 minutes went by, and she didn't even move the washing machine. Okay? But I've been through this with her before also. Whereas, if I ask her to do something, or she wouldn't do it. Because again, she wants to be rebellious. I'm like, you can be rebellious all you want. You ain't hurting me. You hurting your children. Okay? Because she waited that long. Then she ended up cooking late, and it's 9:30, and the kids are now just taking a bath because they just finished eating. Okay, but again, it's anything so she can talk to her people and say, "Well, he didn't want to move the machine, so that's why the kids are." Even though, regardless of what, the kids always eat late anyway whenever she cooks during the week, because we all have to wait. They have to wait until she's ready, right? So I said to her. As I was leaving, I said, "Hey, the kids have school in the morning, right?" So I had to tell the kids to go take a bath, particularly my son to go take a bath, so his sister can go afterwards. I said, "Don't take long because I gotta go." So it's like it's like I say, right? When I stay, she tells me, "Oh, I can't rest in my spirit because, you like confrontation." I said, "No, I don't like confrontation. What I do is correct you. What I do is hold you accountable. For example, if you're leaving your clothes all over the place, and I say, 'Hey, Pamela, you can't be doing this.' You don't want to hear that. You just want to live in your dysfunction and your dysfunctional environment, your dysfunctional home. Your crowded home. So even my daughter to the 9, she was like, 'Daddy, in here is like a zoo.'" I said, "Really?" I said, "It's not like a zoo. It looks like a hoarder. Like hoarders live here. Okay?" And she said, "What's a hoarder?" I said, "I'm going to show you a video on this." I said, "I'm going to work very hard with you and Ethan so you guys don't get to be like this. Hopefully." I said, "This is why you see me very adamant about if I'm here to have you guys clean, even if you keep your area clean, that's fine." So, and I'm just like, but then when I leave, then she want to hold it against me. I'm like, "We're not in a relationship, lady. You said you did that. You did that, right? When you decided to cheat and you wanted to date or what have you and such, and you expect me." And again, this is what they do. They think that they can manipulate me, try to set me up, and try to make me a servant to her. It's not going to happen. I understand what the coercive persuasion program is. I understand what it is that they do. Okay? And this is why I continue to expose them. This is what, like I said, I'm not going to let them get away with this. No way. I'm not going to do it. Okay? And they've been doing this within the black community for decades. This is why women behave the way they do. This is why they act in the way they do. The misandry that they've created in the minds of black women towards black men is incredible. I mean, it's beyond the scope of what they can realize that's being done. Okay, beyond the scope of what these black psychiatrists graduating from these universities, beyond their scope, because they are conditioned within the realms of white racism, right? Whereas they're not looking at the system as a whole, but they're looking at as the individual who displays the symptoms of what the system has done to them. Okay? And they're not even coming up with solutions for us. Okay? So this is why, like I said, I may be mad or something, I get angry, but that's just going through what I go through. Who wouldn't? I mean, they're lucky I am who I am. Okay? Because it was, and I talked about this early on in my talk, and when they tried to, they were targeting me so much, and I was getting very angry, and they had someone try to, but had someone show me a gun, hoping that I would buy it. Okay? Like I said, when you do this to people, you don't know what kind of personality you're creating. Actually, they do know, and I think they do it purposeful, right? So they can say, "Oh, this crazy person, this and that." And again, because I understand this, and because that wasn't my nature in the beginning, they couldn't get me to do it. But it doesn't work with everybody. Okay? And again, having to, this is why you see black women always blame black men for everything, even the decisions that they made. They will blame black men for their decision, for their bad decision, for them not listening. Right? I was watching a video today, and it was this guy interviewing this woman. She was married, and he asked her a simple question, and instead of her answering the question, she went off on a tangent about what she wanted. What kind of, and the host was like, this was a reaction, but the person to the reaction was like, she never even answered the question, because it proves that they don't listen to us. They want to hear what they want to hear, and they just want to talk, and we're supposed to listen to them and do whatever it is that they want, and we're not supposed to say no. This is how they've, it's like the mindset that's been conditioned within black women is that of the slave master, slave mistress. I don't say mistress, but the slave madam mentality towards their black male slaves. I mean, I'm sorry to put that analogy in there. I mean, it's not as extreme, but it's the fact that, we're supposed to do whatever it is that they want us to do. They don't see us as significant in their lives, as partners, as they don't want to be our support system. They don't. They just want us to do everything for them. Okay? And so, I'm like, no. Like when you try to, like for example, my Pam, I like some order with the kids. I like discipline. I like some structure. She came in, opened up some weaves, and just leave them all over the floor. I found her underwear in front, right behind the door. I'm like, why is your underwear here? Why is your bra on the table? Why is your panties on the table? But I'm not supposed to say anything, because when I say these things to her, that bothers her spirit. Okay? And for years, I've been trying to tell her to get therapy. See, black women, they talk about getting therapy, but they're not about therapy. They're not about healing. Therapy to them is a fashion, not like a fashion statement, but it's like a trend. Oh, I've seen my therapist. But they're not doing the work to better themselves. They're going to therapists to be hip, because others, they see white women go to therapy, and and they want to be like that. They want to be like the white woman going to therapy, but they don't want to do any work within themselves. They really don't want to do any work. But they'll tell you, oh, you crazy, you need to go to therapy. Right? I mean, I understand the mindset. And again, it's not their fault. All right? I got to keep reiterating that. Okay? So, I'll talk to you guys in the next video.